10 to 20 million tons of plastic enter our oceans every year, collecting from our rivers, lakes, waterfronts, and beaches. It is killing our ocean, causing mortality rates, illnesses, and entanglement of animals, death to critical habitats, toxic chemical pollution, economic damage, and human health impacts.
The risk plastic poses on human health stems from the toxins that are produced and used in the manufacturing of many daily plastic products. We are affected by these toxins through biomagnification. Biomagnification is the process by which a compound, such as a pollutant or pesticide, increases its concentration in the tissue of organisms as it travels up the food chain. In the case of plastic pollution, it is the aqualife that initially ingests the toxins. These chemicals make their way into the water through the pollution of plastic. The most common and threatening chemical found in plastic is biphosphoryl A, or commonly referred to as BPA. BPA is an endocrine disruptor. An endocrine disruptor is a chemical introduced to a body from an external source that interferes with synthesis, secretion, transport, metabolism, binding action, or elimination of natural blood-borne hormones that are responsible for homeostasis, reproduction, and developmental processes. When these chemicals enter a body, they bind with hormone receptors, which interfere with processes that trigger hormone-dependent gene expressions and behaviors. BPA imitates the effects of the estrogen hormone. Because of this, it is linked with increasing rates of breast and prostate cancer. The exposure to BPA is detrimental to the maturing of children, as their bodies are just beginning to establish steady hormone levels and are very susceptible and vulnerable to chemical imbalances. BPAs are very detrimental to brain development, as they have been correlated with harmful effects on memory, potentially contribute to the development of ADHD, and are associated with lower IQs. Plastic is extremely non-biodegradable. It takes 400 years for it to fully biodegrade. Instead, what happens is the plastic continually breaks down into smaller and smaller pieces, becoming microplastics. Marine life cannot differentiate between microplastics and regular food, so consequently it ends up in their digestive systems, where BPH can then leach their harmful chemicals into their bodies as well as stay in their stomachs. Humans then ingest the same chemicals through the consumption of fish and other seafoods.
Not only does the plastic pollution physically harm our planet and the living things that inhabit it, but it also has detrimental effects on the economy. Marine debris has demonstrated serious effects on beach tourism, the fishing industry, and both industrial and recreational boating. Plastic debris causes damage to commercial and recreational vessels, wrecking hulls and fouling propellers, leading to expensive repairs or replacements, cleanup operations, and removal costs communities, governments, and industries billions every year. And the decline in tourism by coastal regions is affecting those who depend on tourism as their source of income. It is their way of life. It has been estimated that plastic in our ocean costs $13 billion a year, and the costs associated with marine plastic pollution are mostly borne by those who are exploited to the negative impacts rather than ones responsible for the problem.
So this is what they found in the fish farm. The pellets like this floating in the sea, and then they found the bags.
We bought 3 fish, they cut them open, and each fish had 5, 6, 7 pellets in it.
Because they can't ingest anything, they can't take in any more food. Even the supermarkets won't buy.
So it's completely destroyed the local market.
The effect of plastic ocean pollution on marine animals is from the disposal of plastic articles in water bodies around the world. The main issue regarding plastic in the ocean is because the plastic slowly degrades and becomes microplastic particles. These particles are dangerous to marine life and birds that feed off oceans because they think that the small pieces of plastic are food. There are about 50 trillion pieces of microplastic particles floating around the world's waterways, weighing almost 336,000 tons. When an animal ingests these pieces of plastic, the toxins and chemicals get absorbed into their body, which can lead to disease, affect their reproduction, and may cause death. The animals are unaware of what is happening inside of them and can take years for them to be helped or suffer for months until the plastic kills them. Ghost gear is the term used to describe the fishing equipment that has been lost or abandoned around the sea. This includes nets, fishing line, and other equipment that has entangled whales, dolphins, turtles, and many others. Plastic pollution also affects birds. By them using the floating plastic for their nests, the birds also ingest the plastic that is floating on the surface, and the plastic particles end up obstructing their digestive system and puncturing organs.
The destruction of our oceans is a result of our throwaway society and our approach to natural resource use. Everyone is at fault, and we need to address this issue nationally, across all borders.